We finally have some answers, at least kind of. I'm Reed. I've been trying to conceive for just about 3 years now with a diagnosis of unexplained infertility. I had my second egg retrieval in early June and laparoscopic surgery 4 days ago to look for possible endometriosis and remove a damaged fallopian tube that happened after my first egg retrieval. I'm going to give you the results and kind of what my doctor has said post-surgery. When we were planning for a transfer back in December, that's when they found that I had a hydrosphalanx in my left fallopian tube that they've happened due to endometriosis or a possible infection after my first egg retrieval. So that left fallopian tube was basically like clogged and was leaking fluid into my uterus, which would be a not great environment to transfer an embryo in. So we canceled that, scheduled this surgery. They went in. So I have 3 incisions, one in my belly button and then one on either side, right under like where your underwear or bikini would sit on my belly. So they went into my abdomen, and the first thing they did, they actually ran dye through both of my fallopian tubes. My right tube, it looks great. My left tube, the dye actually did spill, which leads you to believe that it is still open, but they did say that there was like damage and debris, cysts, and endometriosis all in my left tube, as well as the tube was really dilated, which increases the chance of having an ectopic pregnancy. So ultimately the tube was removed. Ended up removing some endo, and they did see some what they called staining that they believe was probably due to endometriosis in and around my bowel. That was removed, and because of the infection that I had after my first egg retrieval, they said that my ovaries and my uterus were kind of like, my ovaries had moved from like where they're supposed to be kind of in the side of your uterus to kind of behind and sticking to the back of my uterus, and my uterus was also sticking to that. So that's why on my second egg retrieval, that first monitoring appointment, they had a really hard time finding my ovaries because they had moved and they were like stuck behind my uterus. So when they did all of that, they were able to re-release them and they're free floating where they should be floating. And then they also, on my right ovary, found a endometrioma that was removed as well. So we should be in a good spot. But what that doesn't really give us answers to is, prior to fertility treatments, what was causing us to not get pregnant. So yes, it could have been endometriosis, although they only found it like right outside my uterus and in my left fallopian tube. Whether that like endometrioma on the right ovary was causing it, we just don't know. But what we do know is that we should be in a good spot now to make a transfer. We have 4 PGTA normal embryos. We're ready to go. Wednesday, we have a call with our IVF doctor to discuss our transfer protocol. Surgeon from this laparoscopy surgery said all she cares about is that you have 1 cycle and then you can pretty much immediately go and do a transfer. So we're gonna talk to our IVF doctor, see what her opinion is, but we should be moving forward with the transfer, and we are 1 step closer to baby C.